second year PMGO4 Profit Jewel class under the program of Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, major in Human Resource Management. I'd like to welcome you all for today's event here at Christian Colleges of Southeast Asia. For those who don't already know me, my name is Ella F. Kinko and I am the Program Director and the host of this debate number 3, which will be titled Effects of Technology. I know that everyone is very excited about this event, but I want to request all of you to stand and may I call Miss Betty to lead the opening prayer.
Let us pray. Let us put ourselves in the presence of the Lord. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, most gracious and heavenly Father, Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for this wonderful day that you given to us. We thank you for everyone gathered around us. Thank you for you know each of us in the name and have caused us to work with you. We ask that you will open our ears so that we may hear your voice. Open our minds so that we may receive your eternal wisdom. Open our spirits so that we may know your leading and guidance. And open our heart so that we may receive your wonderful love. Lord, we thank you for the speakers and facilitators. We pray that you would give them great inspiration as they share with us what you have placed on their heart. We pray that you will fill them with courage and give them peace. That's all we pray. In the mighty name of Jesus, amen and amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen.
Thank you for that, Miss Betty. I'd like to now invite Miss Irad to make a welcoming speech.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I have the great honor and privilege of extending a warm greeting to everyone at this event on behalf of the second-year college students of the Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, major in Human Resource Management at Christian Colleges of Southeast Asia. In order to make this event possible, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the moderators, programmers, leaders, and participants in each group. I would like to acknowledge the presence of our brilliant and inspiring professor in the Science and Technology Society. Additionally, I would like to thank the panel of judges and evaluators, the debate team speakers, our dearest classmates, friends, and the audience for coming to this event. Giving the opening remarks for the full discussion makes me feel incredibly happy and honored to be here. I would like to convey my profound gratitude to everyone who, in spite of all the obstacles, put in the effort and worked together to make this activity possible. To my fellow students, my beloved friends, and all the participants present today, honorable judges, instructors, and staff, good day and good afternoon. Before we start this discussion, our brilliant and eligible fellow students here at Christian Colleges of Southeast Asia will engage in a battle of words and wisdom for our enjoyment. All of you are greatly appreciated. Information and understanding on the positive and negative effects of social networking on society will be discussed in detail and with facts. Overall, I'm grateful to be here in front of you and hope that we can all take away something from this discussion. Thank you and mabuhay!
Thank you for that, Miss Irad. Now may I call all the next speakers. Mechanics of the debate, Miss Aligado, reading of judging criteria, Miss Coralde, presentation of overall design, Miss Baligwat, introduction of judges, Miss Sakaras, timekeeper and moderator for affirmative and opposing team, Miss Laurencio, and lastly, presentation of resolution, Miss Kaube for affirmative team and Miss Balahadia for the opposing team.
There are two teams, opposing team and affirmative team. Each consists of 22 speakers. Each speaker is given a maximum time of 1 minute and 30 seconds to speak. The second team will have one speaker to present the introduction and for 1 minute and 30 seconds, and the resolution will have 1 minute and 30 seconds each to speak. First speaker on the affirmative team presented their argument to support the resolution in 1 minute and 30 seconds. The first speaker on the opposing team presented an argument against the resolution in 1 minute and 30 seconds. The second speaker on the affirmative team presented further arguments in support of the resolution, identify areas of conflict, and answer questions that may have been framed by the opposition of the speaker in 1 minute and 30 seconds. Rules of the debate in the rebuttal period. No new constructive argument may introduce. Use credible research resources. Lastly, the judge must base their decision entirely on the material presented. Any departure from established position are prohibited.
For judging criteria, content 40%, it must contain clarity, structure focus, exposition, knowledge of subject, logics, weight, and relevance. Language 30%, you must speak clearly and concisely, emphasize words and vary your tone appropriately, use of gestures, level of enthusiasm are convincing to audience, and spoke within time limit. Organization 30%, your main arguments and responses are outlined in a clear and orderly manner. Content 40%, language 30%, organization 30%, with a total score of 100%. Thank you and good luck.
Good day everyone, I am Karen Joyce Baliguat, the presenter of the overall design. This design is owned by Ms. Rielen Taube. Its simplicity pushed me to choose this design, and I think this design makes the debate to be complete and organized properly. In this venue, debaters, moderators, and judges are gathered to perform the said event and make the debate complete. On the left side, affirmative team is the assigned to stand, and on the right side is the opposing team.
Before we proceed to our debate proper, let me introduce to you our Board of Judges for today. Starting with our first judge, she is a former SSG officer in senior high school and graduated with honors at University of Mindanao Ilang High School, year 2021. Please help me welcome Ms. Keishel A. Kukamas. Our second judge also graduated with honors at St. John Paul College of Davao, year 2020, and now currently studying at Christian Colleges of Southeast Asia. Please help me welcome Paisa L. Bayadi. Next, she graduated with Academic Excellence Award at Polytechnic College of Mati, Davao Oriental. Please help me welcome our third judge, Ms. Liza Manubabon. Our judge number 4 also graduated with honors at Philippine Women's College of Davao and now currently studying at Christian Colleges of Southeast Asia. Please help me welcome Ms. Clarice Coralde. Our next judge is a 19 years old student, an achiever, and she graduated with honors at Rizal Memorial Colleges last year 2021. A round of applause for our fifth judge, Ms. Karen Hapok Lanado. Our judge number 6 is also an achiever during high school, and she graduated senior high school at Rizal Memorial Colleges of Davao, year 2021. Please help me welcome Ms. Erica D. Pontijo. Our next judge is a 19 years old student. She was top 4 with honors in junior high school, won 3rd place in Spelling Bee competition, and graduated with honors in senior high school at Brokenshire College of Davao. Please help me welcome our judge number 7, Ms. Kianale P. Basilio. And for our last judge, she is a 20 years old student. She was given an award medal as Dancer of the Year last 2014, won first runner-up in Winnie the Pooh Roleplay District-wide Competition year 2015, a second placer in K-pop competition in Davao Entertainment Club, and graduated at Daniel R. Aguinaldo National High School year 2020. A round of applause for our judge number 8, Ms. Julina S. Balahadjo.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and to our speaker, I am Sheena Laurencio, and will be your timekeeper and moderator for affirmative and opposing team for today's debate. All the speaker, both affirmative and opposing team, will give you time to talk about their each argument. For the opening and the closing speaker, you will be given 1 minute and 30 seconds to share your arguments. And for all the contractor speaker and rebuttal speaker, you have 1 minute to talk and share your argument. During the allotted time for each speaker, I am going to show the 3 colors, the green, the orange, and the red. The green color has the minimum expected time during for each speaker. The orange color represents that is now The middle time arranged and the red color represent and the expected maximum time duration for the each speaker. When the speaker says the red color and the speaker must wrap up his or hear the arguments. Anyone who will speak after the saying the red color will be stopped automatically and will be processed to the next speaker. I hope that the rule were clearly understood. Good luck to all speakers.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I am here to present to you the presentation of resolution for the opposing team in this debate, a debate entitled Effect of Technology. At this portion, allow me to present to you the resolution of the opposing team that supports how does technology having a great effect in every aspect of life. These are the presentation of resolution for constructive speech for the opposing team. The first resolution entitled The Dangers of Social Media by Martizano Angel May. Second resolution entitled The Negative Effect of Social Media on the Social Identity of Adolescents from Perspective of Social Group by Dorico Jaser. Third resolution entitled The Effect of Social Networking to the Human Connection by Basilio Reyes. Fourth resolution entitled Negative Effects of Technology and How to Overcome Them by Usol Doname. Fifth resolution entitled The Negative Effects of Social Media on Society and Individuals by Abarca Nico. Sixth resolution entitled Disadvantages of Social Networking, Surprising Insight from Teens by Robledo Karen. Seventh resolution entitled Negative Effects of Social Media of Our Life by Panuwayan Mary Joy. Eighth resolution entitled Social Networking Effects on Society by Halasan Kina Katrina. Ninth resolution entitled Effects of Social Media Used on Psychological by Lugud Laika May. 10th resolution, The Effects of Using Social Networking in Our Society by Halasan Kina Katrina. Then the last resolution for opposing team entitled Negative Consequences from Heavy Social Networking in Adolescents, the Mediating Role of Fear of Missing Out by Hinares Hazel. And that would be all. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. Presentation of resolution. Title and speakers. Affirmative team. 11 resolution title. First title, Social Media's Societal Effects. Second title, Reliance on Social Media in Today's Society. Third title, The Benefits of Social Networking Service. Fourth title, The Role of Social Networking and the Social Reform of Young Society. Fifth title, Beneficial Effect of Social Networking on Healthcare. Sixth title, Social Networking as a Way of Enhancing Learning Opportunities. Seventh title, Use of Social Networking Sites for Communications Among Health Professionals, Systematic Review. Eighth title, Constructive Voice Behavior for Social Change on Social Networking Sites are Reflections of Moral Identity. The ninth title, Social Networking Sites in Youth Transition, the Use of Facebook and Personal Well-Being of Social Work Young Graduates. Tenth title, The Role of Social Networking Sites in Early Adolescence, Social Lives. And the last title is How Social Media Has Changed Business. And that is the 11 resolutions of constructive speaker, affirmative team.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I am moderator for the affirmative team, so let us hear the opening speech of Ms. Tolon. For the opening speaker of affirmative team, you have a 1 minute and 30 seconds. Your time start now.
Since Miss Tolon is not around due to her personal matter, I will be the one to deliver her assigned task, which is the opening speaker of affirmative team. The social networking have a beneficial effect on society. Social networking, who else these days who doesn't know about the social world and its impact not just to the people as well as to the society. It also gives a lot of benefits to society. One of it is your audience, which you can now have a wider scope of audience being rich about information dissemination. What else could you ask about the benefits of social networking to our society, when it can also provide a much easier access to store ideas, informations, news, and a whole lot of other things? What else could you ask about social networking, where people with same ideas and visions could come together and create a whole new knowledge towards bigger goals? So what else? Access knowledge, visions, ideas, information, and many more can be acquired and be learned towards social networking. So I said that social networking does give a whole lot of benefits to our society.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is I am a moderator for the opposing team, so let us hear the opening speech of Ms. Lopez. For the opening speaker of opposing team, you have 1 minute and 30 seconds. Your timer start now.
Social networking can actually be harmful. Social media is something most kids, teens, and even some adults are using all the time. It has become a part of our generation's lives. Having people on their phones all day long, it's not only disappointing but also damaging. Instead of talking to someone face to face and hanging out, people prefer just texting or going on a social network. Spending more time on social media can increase social anxiety, depression, and exposure to inappropriate content. Social media is also addictive. When you play a game or complete a task, you try to do it as well as you can. Using social media can also have a negative impact on teens, keeping them awake at night and exposing them to peer pressure, bullying, rumors, and unrealistic view of other people's lives. It also intrudes on your privacy like never before. Children are a target for predators and hackers because of the excessive sharing that occurs on social media. In addition, social media is very popular among young people. A student with this addiction struggles academically since they spend more time on social media than studying. Social media also causes rifts within communities. It is used to spread false information that corrupts the minds of people who value peace. A 2019 study of more than 6,500 12 to 15 years old in the US found that those who spend more than 3 hours a day using social media might be at heightened risk for mental health problems. The excessive use of social media and the internet has negative impacts on the lives of people.
And now, without further ado, this is everything we have been waiting for. Let's begin the debate.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome the first contracted speaker of affirmative team, Mr. Auxilio. You have 1 minute. Your time start now.
Social networking sites in early adolescence. Social lives adolescence is a time of great developmental change as individuals are faced with a host of physical, social, and emotional transformation. This developmental task coincides with a grand shift in the social landscape when individuals move from elementary school to high school. Serves as an environment conducive to intense self-reflection, and peer groups become increasingly important for identity exploration. Early adults start to detach from parents and place more value in friendships. These friendships provide intermittent feedback, a foundation of personal identity. A sense of belonging. Social capital can be defined as the sum of resources, actual or virtual, that accrue to an individual or a group by virtue of possessing a durable network of more or less institutionalized relationship of mutual acquaintance and recognition. Bridging social capital refers to the benefits from weak ties between individuals with close connection who may provide useful information but typically not.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let us see how the first rebuttal speaker of opposing team will define their stance. So let us welcome the first rebuttal speaker of opposing team, Ms. Mentersano. You have 1 minute. Your time start now.
I completely disagree. Social networking is clearly not beneficial to the society, especially to the adolescents. Today's youth often choose to focus on goals that are meaningless, like accumulating many likes on social media posts. The youth subconsciously devote so much of their time to different social networking sites, which will negatively affect them, particularly in the psychological aspect. The American Psychological Association states that teens who use Facebook more often shows more narcissistic tendencies. Another thing, the more a teen is exposed to social networking sites, the more they're prone to anxiety and depression. Social networking sites also affects the person's education. Teens who are more engaged in social media tend to have lower grades than those who haven't. These social networking platforms are like a poison that slowly kills our youth, making them narcissistic, depressed, and incapable of reaching their full potential. Social networking sites is a virus that needs to be dealt with one way or another, or else it will get worse with generations to come.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome the first contracted speaker of opposing team, Miss Abarca. You have a 1 minute. Your time start now.
I do believe that social media has a negative effects on our society. Our physical and emotional health may be negatively impacted by social media, which is one of the most glaring negative impacts that may be seen. Spending more time on social media can increase the risk of cyberbullying, social anxiety, depression, and exposure to inappropriate content. Social media may become addictive when you play a game or do a chore. You try your best to do it well. Social media addiction is the use of social media compulsively. Take Facebook addiction as an example. Interference with vital responsibilities, including schoolworks, which may result in problems like worse grades. General problems such as being given false information, having one's privacy violated, and so on. Users of variety of social media platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Snapchat, have been observed to differing degrees to have these problems.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us see how the first rebuttal speaker of affirmative team, Miss Huson. You have a 1 minute. Your time start now.
No, I'd like to disagree with your answer. Social networking have beneficial effect on society. Social networking is changing the way the world is doing everything, from the way people get information to the way people communicate, and most importantly, the way people interact. Moreover, social media can serve a good purpose and help us add value to our lives, and many of us use social media to promote projects that we're working on. Teens also use social media for entertainment and self-expression, and the platforms can expose teens to current events, allow them to interact across geographic boundaries, and teach them about a variety of subjects, including healthy behaviors. Social media that's humorous or distracting or provides a meaningful connection to a peers and a wide social network might even help teens avoid depression.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome the second contracted speaker of affirmative team, Miss Buena Flor. You have a 1 minute. Your time start now.
Ladies and gentlemen, social networking have a good beneficial effects on society because we just put into our mind that social networking is the key to our career success. That's why we just not ignore this opportunity. Let us help each other because when we say networking, this is the time to have a mini relationship with others, to spread information through social networking so that you can help to yourself and to others to be successful in our career by the help of social networking. Let us teach the young graduates by using the technology platform. By that, they can work and they know how the social networking site is important into our life.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us see how the second rebuttal speaker of opposing team will define their stance. So let us welcome the second rebuttal speaker of opposing team, Miss Pantalinho. You have a 1 minute. Your time start now.
It's true that social networking sites lead to successful career. But don't you dare forget that social networking has also been the reason why most teenagers may experience peer pressure, cyberbullying, and even increased mental health risks. Worse become depression. In depression, it judgment because social media may trigger their negative emotion, felt insecure that making them feel ugly, can cut down teen self-esteem that leads to depression, worse anxiety. And this might be the reason of few transition and why they can't achieve their career or goals in life. That is the result of social networking sites that we all know that every positive side has a corresponding negative side.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let's have to welcome the second contractive speaker of opposing team, Miss Basilio. You have a 1 minute, your time, start now.
We strongly believe and understand that social networking has no beneficial effect in society due to the evidences that social network have negatively impacted individuals' mental being and how they communicate with others. A study revealed a range of detrimental effects of social media on the social identities of adolescents in terms of achievement, postponement, closure, and dispersion. According to Claude Millens, although there are important benefits, social media can also provide platforms for bullying and inclusion, unrealistic expectation about body image and sources of popularity, normalization of risk-taking behaviors, and can be detrimental to mental health. While many of us enjoy using social media to stay in touch, using it too much can make us feel more anxious, depressed, alone, and anxious about missing out. Ironically, for technology meant to connect people, spending too much time on social media can actually make you feel more alone and isolated, which can exacerbate mental health issues like depression and anxiety.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us see how the second rebuttal speaker of affirmative team, Ms. Montejo. You have a 1 minute, your time, start now.
I strongly disagree to your point, Ms. Rhea Basilio. I believe that social networking has a lot of beneficial effect in the society. Through social media, anyone online is empowered by unrestricted flow of information to add to their knowledge bag. In today's world, it is undeniable that social media plays an important role in impacting our culture, our economy, and our overall view of the world. So social media has removed the communication barriers and created the centralized communication channel and open door to all to have a voice and participate in a democratic fashion in the present country. And it fosters creativity, collaborations with wide range of commentators on the numbers of issues such as education, the economy, the politics, the race, the health, and the relationships. The beneficial effect of social media are plentiful. We just need to be mindful users and keep a healthy perspective about social media role in our lives. Then we can use it to inspire, to educate, to show empathy, and become a better communicators. Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome the third contractive speaker of affirmative team, Ms. Fernandez. You have a 1 minute, your time, start now.
Social media is everywhere, even with the children as they grow up. It became an essential part of our lives as it keeps our relationship with others active and connected. With the help of social networking sites, sharing of ideas, information, photographs, videos, and other content online and virtual has become easier and more accessible. Social networks is extremely useful for us, especially at work. Professionals can easily market their abilities and look for job opportunities, and this will bring us higher possibilities of success. According to Swar and Hamid 2017, social media refers to the websites and online tools that facilitate interactions between users by providing them opportunities to share information, opinions, and interest. In order to keep the society in harmony, it needs a strong and powerful communication medium with widespread influence over cities as well as remote areas or even the whole world, and it is the social.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us see how the third rebuttal speaker of opposing team, Ms. Ruiz. You have a 1 minute, your time, start now.
According to Mayo Clinic staff, teens can be negatively impacted by social media use, which can distract them, interrupt their sleep, and expose them to harassment, rumor spreading, unrealistic views of other people's lives, and peer pressure. More time spent on social media can lead to cyberbullying, social anxiety, depression, and exposure to inappropriate content. Also, social media can be addictive, Constantly using social media in the workplace has many negative consequences that can ruin your professional career. In other cases, we will state that whether or not to use social media is a contentious issue in corporate circle. The most obvious disadvantage of using social media during work hours is that it consumes valuable time that could otherwise be spent on making your work.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome the third constructive speaker of opposing team, Miss Idar. You have a 1 minute, your start time now.
The effects of social networking to the human connections. We all need human connections, having a sense of community, caring for others, and being cared for our universal needs. Such arguments suggest that social media can use to have both positive or negative aspects. Whether we experience it as helpful or harmful has a lot to do with how we engage, who we relate with, and what boundaries we decided to set for ourselves in our daily lives. Instead of passively accepting the platforms as they are, we can be critical in how we engage, recognizing that if social media offers the promise of community, it is a community that we must create for ourselves. Some research indicates a relationship between social media and distress, but it doesn't mean social media is to blame. The more lonely or unhappy people are, the more likely they are attempt to fill that void through social media.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us see how the third rebuttal speaker of affirmative team, Mr. Obrienda. You have a 1 minute, your time start now.
I disagree with what Ms. Idar said because social networking has more advantage than disadvantage due to the fact that it's opened up more opportunities for societal connection. Individuals have full control over information they are willing to provide on social network, meaning picture, posts, and personal information that potentially distinguish them from their future job. By providing information, individuals are prone to hackers, although the advantage of website is that they have the ability to secure the information from being obtained. Let us align this with our current societal problem, which is pandemic or COVID-19. Because of pandemic, we students engage in online classes. Social networking help us students with school, making it easier to connect one another and also keep us connected to our professor. Social networking has greater advantage that benefits the society as a whole. It creates multiple opportunities that were not offered before. It provides resources that helps networking, friendship, and individual growth. As a result, we strongly believe that social networking has beneficial impact on our society.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome the fourth constructive speaker of affirmative team, Miss Hernando. You have a 1 minute, your time start now.
We believe in the notion that social networking has a beneficial effect on society, especially to the young people that can benefit from a wide range of things and have the opportunity to develop themselves in a wide range of ways, thanks to the web and social media. Besides having greater access to data than before, young people now can retain social networking sites and support systems that would otherwise not be feasible. And there is a main advantage of networking, and this is to make it easy for various students and educators to communicate with each other. This simplifies the process for students and educators to exchange information and clear up any doubts and students could have. Social media has undeniably improved several areas of interpersonal relationship since it allows us all to improve communication, maintain current connections, and establish new ones. Peer motivation can be created via social media platforms, motivating young individuals to establish good behaviors, take risks, pursue their aspirations, and voice out more about issues that are important to them.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us see how the fourth rebuttal speaker of opposing team, Miss Avila. You have a 1 minute, your time start now.
They say that social networking has beneficial effects on society, especially to the young people, that it can be benefit from a wide range of things and opportunities to develop themselves. But I strongly disagree with this statement. For some reason, social networking is one of the reasons why many teens nowadays are being distracted by social media networking usage. And according to Newport Academy, some experts in the young people's use of social media network is adding to their depressions in society. Others that their depressions leave them so uninterested in the other activities that they turn social networking as defaults. It is also concluded that social networking effects on young people are driven by the three factors. First, that teens have inadequate sleep, exposure to cyberbullying, and spreading of fake news, and lastly, lack of physical activity because they scroll on social media for a longer period of time and has less time for
So, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome the contracted speaker of opposing team, Miss Halasan. You have a 1 minute, your time start now.
Good day everyone. So today technology is essential to our daily lives and plays an important role in both our mental and physical existence in the world. Social networking platforms can be particularly addictive according to research. People who rely on social networking sites for daily conversations are so engrossed in their addiction that they overlook their health obligations, particularly their food. Social media's tendency to be addictive can result in eating disorders, obesity, cardiac trouble, sleep abnormalities, and other serious health problems. People who use social media should be aware of the dangers associated with it. Users can protect themselves by keeping their social networking profiles on a private setting and refraining from disclosing personal information to people they do not know. There are undoubtedly benefits and drawbacks to social networking, but in the end, everything is up to the person. The young people must in social media use physical activity and academic success. Anything used excessively may be dangerous, and social media is no different. As a result, we must make an effort to live a balanced, fulfilling life. And that's all, thank you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us see how the first rebuttal speaker of affirmative team, Miss Tibad. You have a 1 minute, your time start now.
Social media can be either positively or negatively influencing. It all depends on how you use it. Therefore, it is up to you to take precautions to use social media properly if you want it to have a good or at least neutral place in your life. Social media is a neutral instrument that can be utilized for good or ill like any other form of technology. The problem is too many people are using these tools irresponsibly. It's time we all start learning how to use these platforms in a healthier way. According to Jason Riddle in 2017, on social media, nobody is forced to watch anything because each user has a complete control over what they see. The social media user has control over a variety of options. We owe it to ourselves to develop effective risk management for social networking sites given the ongoing advancements in networking and technology, else more harm than good could result.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as welcome the fifth contracted speaker of affirmative team, Miss Mata. You have a 1 minute, your time start now.
In present era, children can access the internet and social media application through a broad range of devices, including iPads, tablets, desktop computers, laptops, and smartphones. Noted that social networking has become an important part of children's social lives. It is now viewed as learning platforms that can be used to improve students' engagement and performance. Social networking and media tools offer schools children the opportunity to communicate, get in touch, access information, research, and chat. And also, we all know that social media promotes self-directed learning, which prepares students to search for answers and make decisions independently. Also, allows students more freedom to connect and collaborate beyond the physical classroom, which means students anywhere can start to experience the globally connected world long before they enter the workforce.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us see how the fifth rebuttal speaker of opposing team, Mr. Kadung. You have a 1 minute, your time
start now.
Yes, it is now easier for children to access social networking or social media, but it harms them because there are others who use social media for bad things, such as scams, watching pornography, and so on. When it comes to studying, students became lazy to study hard because, as what you've said, students look for answers and make independent decisions. That's why most people or students rely on the social network for their answers. They no longer study and read because they only use the social network in their studies. The young people have learned nothing more in school than just talking in social media and another. It also damages our health and mind because we are usually brainwashed by what we watch on social media. Many things that are not good for the youth are caused by social networking or social media. So for me, the benefit of social networking in our society is really bad, especially for the young.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome the fifth contracted speaker of our team, Miss Martinez. You have 1 minute, yours time, start now.
I oppose the notion that social networking has a beneficial effect on our society. Our use of social media, particularly in terms of our communication, is greatly diminished and it is sabotaging our way of communicating with others. For instance, Sharon exchanged messages asking her daughter how things were going, and her daughter replied with positive statements followed by emoticon showing happiness, and later that night her daughter attempted suicide. Unaware of her presence, her daughter has been exhibiting depressive symptoms, which is completely different reality from the one she described in facts. The majority of us can relate to this reality, which can be a real problem to our society, because if someone presents a positive online persona while actually harboring negative feelings, no one would ever know. All others can see is how the person that presents themselves online, even though they may be depressed or suicidal. People have grown dependent on technology and have forgotten how to interact with others. Now, why is social networking beneficial when real-world interactions are frequently replaced by online options?
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let us see how the fifth rebuttal speaker of affirmative team, Miss Amber Gonzalo. You have 1 minute, your time, start now.
To agree to what Ms. Martinez said, we frequently focus on negative aspects of social networking, but there are numerous positive effects of social media on people of all ages. Most positive effects of social media are those related to communication and socialization. It's great for establishing and maintaining relationships with people, as well as for emotional support, self-expression, and community building. It can help many people cope up with loneliness and depression. Numerous ways to emphasize the positive effects of social media while minimizing the negative effects. To begin with, you should limit your time spent in all platforms. Limit how many times per day and how long you can use each platform. If you notice your mood sleeping late while online, it's time to put down your phone and go do something in real life. Get some fresh air, exercise, or spend time with loved one. It's best to use social networking in moderation and to avoid allowing it to take over other aspects of your life.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as welcome the sixth contracted speaker of affirmative team, Miss Pagara. You have 1 minute, your time, start now.
The benchmark book onto the effects and implications of social media on our daily lives and how businesses can harness its power. Socialnomics is an essential book for anyone who wants to understand the implications of social media on our daily lives and how businesses can tap the power of social media to increase their sales, cut their marketing costs, and reach consumers directly. Taking the perspective of the brand community building plus the brand trust and loyalty literatures, our goal is to show how brand communities based on social media influence elements of the customer-centric model. For example, the relationships among focal customers and brand, product, company, and other customers and brand loyalty. Social media can transform your business and your relationship with consumers. Discover what social media can do for you and what you can do for others while using social media.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us see how the sixth rebuttal speaker of opposing team, Miss Dabon. You have 1 minute, your time, start now.
Social networking sites like Facebook and what it does to society people is now we think of a smaller world of a communication platform with no boundaries. Social networking services can be used to hone debating and discussion skills in a local, national, or international context. Social networking are dangerous to society and have come a long way since the first social networking site entails having communication in both the real and the digital world.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome the sixth contractive speaker of opposing team, Miss Panungwayan. You have a 1 minute. Your time start now.
Any individuals who utilize social individuals get dependent on it being diverted from this present reality. Particularly, tension children regularly get impacted of this. They never again can envision an existence without social media. Those individuals generally check their newsfeed and profiles of others. Turning to a ton of time, some of the time this addiction can prompt sad results. But clearly, the disadvantages of social networking go much deeper than privacy and safety. High school students describe some of the serious drawbacks, relationship, and mental health foundations of human development. In the past several years, more studies have linked social media to poor mental health. According to a recent Forbes article, several studies have not only shown a correlation but also a causation. Findings suggest that people who limit social media to 30 minutes daily feel significantly better than those who use social media for longer periods of time. But reducing time spent, people were able to reduce depression, anxiety.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us see how the sixth rebuttal speaker of affirmative team, Miss Cabanes. You have 1 minute. Your time start now.
I disagree with Ms. Panungwayan's statement because social networking is beneficial to society with appropriate utilization of it. According to SAHAL 2021, social networking platforms are tools that help extend the impact of human behavior to a larger scale. These humans have the ability to choose between good and bad, so blaming the social media for addiction is just an escapism from our unethical actions using social networking. It's true that social media may propagate false information or incite people to act destructively, but social media can be used to fast-check information, identify harmful conduct, and take positive action in its place. Although social media is not conscious, but as conscious beings, we are accountable for everything that has happened and will happen in the future. One of the many benefits of social networking is connection promoting. According to Glaser and Newton 2001, high-quality relationships are critical to well-being, affecting happiness, mental, and physical health. If social network sites can be used to strengthen relationships, then social network sites should be boost well-being in the service of connection.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome the seventh contracted speaker of affirmative team, Mr. Terona. You have 1 minute. Your time start now.
Debating and discussion skills in local, national, or international context. This helps users develop public ways of presenting themselves. Personal skills are very important in this context to make, develop, and keep friendships and to be regarded as trusted connections within a network. It could also be beneficial to young people who are born in the age where vlogging is very rampant. There are so many young people who use social media networking sites or social networking services to showcase content that if went viral, they can earn money from it. Through social networking sites, our voice will be heard, a voice that could change the world.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us see how the seventh rebuttal speaker of opposing team, Miss Hostul. You have 1 minute. Your time start now.
Good day, everyone. I am Donna Miustol, and I'm here in front of you to disagree to the statement of Mr. Tirona. I do not believe that social networking has a great impact in society. It's because social networking use causes addiction. Recent studies have reported that the use of social networking can really result in addiction among users, and also it's affecting our productivity. Social networks are mostly used by businesses to connect with and engage with customers. However, it is a big source of distraction for workers who could become obsessed with what their friends are posting instead of their assigned job. Two research that Wired.com published showed how social networking impacted productivity. According to Nicholas research, Facebook reduces workplace productivity by 1.5%, and according to Morse British, businesses lost 2.2 billion annually as a result of the social media trend. Many people in the world now use social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, YouTube, and Instagram to communicate with one another. While each has advantage, it's important to keep in mind that social networking can never completely replace face-to-face interaction. Despite many advantages, social networking can also be a place for exposing them to bullying and rejection. The effects may be connected to how commonly youth use social.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome the 7th contracted speaker of opposing team, Miss Robledo. You have 1 minute. Your time start now.
Our brains and health are negatively impacted by social media in unforeseen ways by spending time using it. We've undoubtedly done it while sitting, standing, or even while lying down, aimlessly scrolling through our social media accounts. And I bet you are scrolling on your phone while you prepare to do things for this debate, while you are working in it, and even after you make it. Although using social media may seem like a harmless habit, there are still health dangers that are involved. The American Academy of Pediatrics has noted the significant downsides of social media for kids, teenagers, and adults. This includes the risk of inappropriate content exposure, depression on Facebook, and cyberbullying, and many more. Thus, the immediacy of social networking is so tempting. People are at risk of getting themselves isolated from the real world.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us see how the 7th rebuttal speaker of affirmative team, Ms. Cordario. You have 1 minute. Your time start now.
Social media frequently makes it simpler and more convenient to get information, share information, and communicate. Example of our current situation, we use social networks to communicate with each other. We also use social networks now to do online classes. Regarding her statement that social media is bad for our health, we know from the beginning that social media affect us negatively, but we continue to use social media because it contributes so much to our daily lives. We cannot blame social media for making us sick. In fact, the problem is with ourselves. We are the ones causing the problems, and we, the people, are responsible for why these risks occur. Because we abuse things that we know are bad for us, especially our health. As long as you limit your social media usage and use social media appropriately, there is no risk. According to Christine Delage, published in Influence INC, when we are reminded of social media's potential, we can recognize that it really is one of our strongest tools to shape the world.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome the 8th contracted speaker of affirmative team, Ms. Ausa. You have 1 minute. Your start now.
The efficient connection between healthcare and social media in our society is very helpful to everyone because we people can utilize social media as a big platform to build social networking sites or social connections with others who have similar interests, pastimes, lifestyles, or relationship in daily life, especially healthcare professionals now who have the tools to interact with people, share knowledge, promote health habits, and connect with clients, students, and the co-workers, as well as the patients who frequently resort to social media for information in order to select physicians, specialists, and hospitals, as well as to create knowledgeable opinions about the best way to receive care, because social media is already being used by the healthcare sector to transform how it operates, whether through online medical consultations or public health campaigns.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us see the 8th rebuttal speaker of opposing team, Mr. Loreco. You have 1 minute, your start now.
Yes, there is a beneficial effect of social networking on society, just like what you said. However, can anyone benefit from that kind of social networking in children? Students have problems with their eyes or difficulty with their health, and etc. For me, I'm not in favor of who can benefit from social networking in society. Why is it, ladies and gentlemen? This social media also provides fake news, especially in the field of medicine, and it caused panics to all of the people. Example of this is monkeypox. Many rumors and news talk about it that it already been here and it causes us panic. Not just that overusing of social media has a really bad effect on our health, especially mental health. It gives us stress. Just as Germany Ken says, be careful not to let a negative social media life attract you to a dark way of thinking.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome the 8th contractive speaker of opposing team, Mr. Ado. You have 1 minute, your start now.
Social networking doesn't have good or positive effects in our society. Similar to what happened in 2019, COVID-19, particularly in China. Misleading rumors and conspiracy theories about the origin circulated worldwide, along with fear-mongering, racism, and the mass purchase of face masks, all closely linked to the new infomedia ecosystems of the 21st century marked by social media. The coincidence between virology and virality is a striking feature of this crisis. Not only did the virus itself spread quickly, but also the false and misleading information about the outbreak, which contributes to the public's panic. The panic on the social media spread more quickly than the COVID-19, and this is because of social media or social networking. The spread of fear and confusion brought about by misinformation impedes the response to the outbreak, and it causes panic. Lastly, misinformation about the coronavirus spread by social media is more and more infectious than the virus itself. So, social networking doesn't have really good effect in our society.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us see the 8th rebuttal speaker of affirmative team, Miss Ito. You have 1 minute, your start now.
Social media and technology offer us a greater convenience and connectivity. As you said, social networking does have a good effect on society. It can cause misleading rumors and conspiracy theories about COVID. But we must remember that as an individual, we must maintain and sustain a good health in terms of social life, especially when we are facing a pandemic and a lot of our loved ones are far from us. So in that sense, I believe and agree that social networking has a beneficial effect on society because social media and technology offers us a greater convenience and connectivity. In a sense that through technology, we can maintain the cleanliness and connections. If some of them in the other place of country to work, which is that is one of the positive impact of social media or technology in the society. Because we must remember that people who engage in meaningful and productive activities with the understand and live longer improve their mood and have a sense of purpose. So it is important that we stay social connected to family, friends, and neighbors during this time of physical distancing ourselves from others. In that sense, I believe and agree that social networking has a beneficial effect on society.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome the 9th contracted speaker of affirmative team, Miss Bustamante. You have 1 minute, your start now.
In a world that is sometimes boring, social networks offers incredible benefits. It can be entertaining, it can spread positivity and kindness. One of the most obvious pros of using social networks is the ability to instantly reach people from anywhere. Use Facebook to stay in touch with your old high school friends who are located all over the country. Use Google Meet to connect with relatives who live halfway around the world. Meet brand new people on Twitter from cities or regions you've never heard before. According to Hamilton, social media is typically used for social interaction and access to news and information and decision making. It is valuable communication tool with others locally and worldwide, as well as to share, create, and spread information. Essentially, social media vastly impacts our ability to communicate, form relationships, access and spread information, and to arrive at the best decision.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us see the non-rebuttal speaker of opposing team, Miss Lugood. You have 1 minute, your start now.
Social media is defined by its interactivity, connectedness, and user-generated content. In today's society, the use of social media has been a necessary daily activity. Social media is typically used for social interaction and access to news and information and decision-making. It is a valuable communication tool with others and locally, worldwide, as well as to share, create, and spread information. Social media can influence consumers' purchase decision through reviews, marketing statistics, and advertising. Essentially, social media vastly impacts our ability to communicate, form relationship, access, and spread information, and to arrive at the best decision. Perhaps the most influential social media tool is social networking sites. Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Blogger, LinkedIn, and Google, plus all familiar names to the large majority of society. Active social media use or not, almost everyone from the ages of 13 to 64 has a Facebook account. These social networking sites can be used to connect people worldwide. This means that business meetings can be conducted internationally via Google Hangouts, or old friends can request for business schools and various other groups. The communication possibilities are endless.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome the non-constructive speaker of opposing team, Miss Binting. You have 1 minute, your start now.
The use of social media has sustainability in recent years. That was according to Leong et al. 2019. Individuals use social media for many reasons, including entertainment, communication, and searching for information. Notably, adolescents and young adults are spending an increased amount of time on online networking sites like e-games, texting, and other social media. Consequently, there are increase of concerns regarding the possible negative impacts associated with social media usage. Addiction, particularly in psychological well-being. And you know why? Smartphones sometimes distract their users from relationships and social interaction. And that was according to Douglas 2016. The use of social media may lead to smartphones addiction. You know why? Because of the fear of missing.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us see the non-rebuttal speaker of affirmative team, Miss Mendez. You have 1 minute, your start now.
Miss Binting, I understand what you're trying to convey, but I respectfully disagree with your position because I believe that many of us today rely on the social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, YouTube, and Instagram to find and connect with others. Social creatures are humans. To thrive in life, we require the company of other people, and the strength of our connection has a significant impact on our happiness and mental health. Being socially connected can reduce stress, anxiety, depression, and increase one's sense of self-worth, bring joy and comfort, and prevent loneliness, and even extends one's life. On the other hand, not having a lot of social connection can be really bad to our mental and emotional health. Even though face-to-face interaction on social media doesn't have the same psychological benefits as virtual interaction, there are still many positive ways it can support your well-being and keep you connected. You can keep in touch with friends and family all over the world and stay current. Make new friends and join new group. Connect with others who have goals or interests that are similar to yours. Participate and promote worthy causes, acquaint other people and the significant issue during trying times. Look for emotional support or offer it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome the 10 constructive speaker of affirmative team, Mr. Gonzalez. You have 1 minute, your start now.
In the current era, the social networking or social media like Facebook and Twitter has become part of our lives, especially to young students. It is significant compared to television as one of our informational media, news outlets, and broadcasting. The most widely used methods of communication on the internet are social networking sites between young adults and teenagers. Also, the biggest motivation to young people is to keep strong relationships with friends and to make strong relations with new acquaintances, as mentioned by Valenzuela, Park and Key, 2009. According to Greenhow and Rebellia 2009, using of social networking sites can benefit users in a way such as helping them develop their personal identities and having a positive or negative impact on their self-esteem by providing them with various channels for social feedback and peer acceptance. Users of social networks may find entertainment, education, and relaxation. Lastly, interactions are changing from a broadcasting mode to a conversation mode as a result of social media by Marzak, Farah, Kane, and Azad 2013.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us see the 10 rebuttal speaker of opposing team. Miss Tomale, you have 1 minute. Your start now.
I disagree since today's view to spend excessive amount of time on social media face the risk of being disrupted, having their sleep interrupted, and experiencing bullying, rumors, unrealistic expectation of others' life, and peer pressure. Since excessive use of this platform lower academic performance, it can be inferred that there is a negative correlation between social networking site use and academic achievement, which in turn has a negative effect on student academic outcomes. The risk may be related to how much social media use teens engage in, but other studies have discovered a clear connection between using social networking sites frequently and an increase in the risk of depression, self-harm, anxiety, and loneliness.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the 10 contracted speaker of opposing team, Miss Tenzo. You have 1 minute. Your start now.
Because social media as a relative recently technology, it can be challenging to determine its long-term positive and negative effect. But numerous students have found a direct link between heavy social media use and higher risk of depression, self-harm, anxiety, and loneliness. The rate of challenging quickening, for instance, of social media influence has been significantly shaped by the advancement of mobile technology. According to a number of research, establishing social network at working can improve information challenges. The end of outcome is improvement in project management.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us see the 10 rebuttal speakers of affirmative team. Mr. Nepange, you have 1 minute. Your start now.
Social networking have a beneficial effect on society, especially when the pandemic started. Many people are now using different platforms like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and many more. Social networking also help to facilitate the spread of information. This can be the information about local or national news, products, or services. Social networking is also very important now to our society. It gives advice about life, and they also give an idea about how to start a business by your own. Social networking is one of the things that we needed in our society.
Bayabay, you have 1 minute. Your start now.
Social networking site or SNS enhance effective communication and information sharing. SNS were used for support the delivering of clinical services, making referrals, and sharing information. They were beneficial to network building and professional collaboration. SNS were a novel tool to enhance education interaction among peers, students, instructors, and preceptors. The application of social networking site came with restraint and technical knowledge, concern on data protection, privacy and liabilities, issue and professionalism and data protection. Social networking sites provide platforms facilitating efficient communication, interaction, connection among professional networks, education, training with limitation identified as technical knowledge, professionalism, and risk data protection.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us see the 11 rebuttal speaker of opposing team. Miss Madabon, you have 1 minute. Your start now.
Social networking sites are dangerous in society because there's a lot of people in social networking are fake and scammers. They use social medias and social networking sites so that to attack those innocent people like minor age, and
Social networks are most dangerous part of the virtual world, full of all kinds of glitches ever seen on the internet. Reputation damage, cyberbullying, and pedophilia. Social networks are full of content that might be inappropriate for children. This is a serious issue almost. All contents of the social networks is user-generated and mostly not moderated. As a result, children might become across porn, violence, and information of guns or drugs.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome the 11th contracted speaker of opposing team, Miss Lanado. You have 1 minute, your start now.
Now let us talk about the negative consequences from heavy social networking in adolescents. Social networking sites are attractive for adolescents, but it has also been shown that these users can suffer from negative psychological consequences when using these sites excessively. Social networking has no beneficial effect on society. It has a negative effect on people, especially on teens who are more focused on using social media. The average person spends minutes a day on social media. Because of this, we are more aware than ever of how others are spending their time. For some, this constant stream of documentation can lead to experiencing FOMO or fear of missing out. Though FOMO isn't a diagnosable psychological condition, at least not yet, this phenomenon can directly impact both mental and physical health. While social media can be a big cause of FOMO, yes, you've heard it right, but it certainly isn't the only culprit. FOMO describes the anxiety we feel when it seems that others are having rewarding experiences without us. FOMO isn't exclusive to social media, but browsing social media set us up for experiencing it.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let us see the 11th rebuttal speaker of affirmative team, Miss Pontejon. You have 1 minute, your start now.
I disagree with you, Ms. Lanado. Social networking can bring positive effects to teens' mental health, such as allowing them to stay in touch with people who live far away. If friends have moved away, they can still remain in contact through social media, which can help keep the friendship alive and can improve the teens' happiness, which improves their mental health also. Social media platforms can also give teens a place to feel comfortable expressing themselves and to get support and help when they need it. According to a study performed by senior research scientist Linda Sharma-Raman, more than half of teens in the study reported giving and receiving emotional support online. This can help teens who are struggling with mental illness or having trouble with finding their identity. Receiving support from other people through social media can help improve their happiness, which is a positive effects on their mental health. However, social media isn't all bad. It allows teens a space to form their own identity and find support from online communities. Parents can help their teens foster a healthy relationship with social media by communicating openly about the harms and benefits. They can also set time limits and encourage breaks to keep teens from spending an unhealthy amount of time.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us hear the concluding speaker of the affirmative team. Please welcome Mr. Diaz. You have a 1 minute and 30 seconds. Your time start now.
Good day guys. The positive impact of social networking. Social networking has certainly changed the way we interact with one another, allowing us to contact someone halfway around the world in an instant. However, there are a number of drawbacks to social networking, including the fact that it degrades interpersonal skills and even alienates users. This is why it is past time to examine some of the positive and negative effects of social networking. Social networking, therefore, has positive impact. Interconnectivity with social networking. You should be able to contact with others more effectively. Some social media platforms allow you to search for long-lost contact by name and even organize them geographically. Even better, Facebook displays their public profile along with their image, making it easier to search for a locate long-lost contact. Other social media platforms offer similar opinion in terms of speed. So tracking down contact via social networking platforms, it's simple and convenient, allowing you to find anyone with just a name.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us hear the concluding speaker of the opposing team. Please welcome Ms. Hinares. You have 1 minute and 30 seconds. Your time start now.
Our second life is on social media. It entertains us, provides us with information on each other's lives, and allow us to communicate. Even when it's entertaining, the fact it is toxic. It has a terrible impact on our lives, especially for us. For very young users of social media, it contains some content that is inappropriate since it could steer them in the wrong directions. People were also spreading false information so that to mislead other people. And additionally, social media is not particularly safe for children because it also includes websites that have pornography and have a negative impact as well, as it can distract them with their sleep and expose them to bullying, humors, unrealistic expectations of other people's lives, and peer pressures, and includes laziness. Studies have discovered between using social media excessively in a higher risk of depressions, anxiety, loneliness, self-harm, and even suicide. Our team firmly believes social networking has the detrimental effect of our society. The conclusion I reached is that social networking is altering our way of life, is supported by the right provisions of pieces of evidence and arguments on the opposing team to support our position in this debate.
Hello everyone, especially the debaters of each team. I was honored to be selected as one of the concluding speakers of both teams, and here is my take on your argument. A positive team dealt with the beneficial effects of social networks in society. As for the affirmative team, they firmly believe that social networking has a positive impact on our society. As for what Ms. Ausa said about her position, social media is particularly important in healthcare, and this is a strong counter-argument for her team. And for the opposing team, they did a great job defending their side. Their team firmly believes that social networks are having a profound impact on society. What Ms. Martinez said, social media is replacing real-world interactions, a strong counter-argument from opposing teams given that social media is getting bigger and bigger. Ms. Avila also resisted Ms. Hernando in her counter-argument that social media is the reason so many things are destroyed by the use of social media. And her statement is a strong rebuttal to the positive team. Overall, both teams have done a great job defending their respective teams. Congrats everyone.
Whoa! That was such a good debate. I'm sure everyone put in a lot of effort for that fantastic debate. Now, I'd like to call on Ms. Gahosta to deliver the overall evaluation of the summary for the affirmative and the opposing teams.
Good day everyone, I am Kathy Gosta and here are the summary of group evaluation for both affirmative and opposing team. In affirmative team, we see 3 negative sides. First is a few of the speakers wore casual clothing. Second is some of the words are not expressed or explained clearly. Third is some of the speakers are merely reading their notes and lack of expression. And the positive sides that we see are first, they offer some examples to back up their statements regarding the subject. Second is the speaker's use of hand gestures is excellent. Third, they provide an author who supported their claims. For the recommendations, first, in order to persuade your viewers, they need incorporate some facial expressions. And second, put on at least some formal attire. So for the opposing team, we see 3 negative sides of their presentation. First is some of the speeches are lack of emotion. Second, they are not wearing any formal attire. And third, lack of facial expressions. Some of the speakers are only reading their notes. And the positive sides that we see are first, the tone of their voices are audible and distinct. Second, several of the speakers make good use of hand gestures. And lastly, they also provide some examples that support their claims. For the recommendations, wear at least any formal attire and especially while defending the claims, show greater emotions. And that's all. Thank you.
I would now like to introduce Ms. Basilio Kiana for the overall evaluation.
Everyone did such a great job in standing for their notion. The entire event was amazing, and we can see that everyone put their big efforts to make this event happen. Both teams were able to share their parts and were both brave enough to deliver their speeches. However, I have noticed that there are some things that need some improvements, like how some of the debaters of affirmative team and opposing team stand for their notion. Some of them show reliable source, but some of them did not. Their arguments are sometimes inconsistent, and also the absence of their facial expression and the tone of their voices make them less convincing. My recommendation for some of the debaters is find more reference or sources to make your argument more powerful and factual. Practice your facial expression to impress your judges and audiences, to have more chance of winning. And also, I have noticed the way some of you deliver your speeches. Some of you weren't very clear enough to hear. There are some background noises that make it more complicated to hear and understand. Recommending you to be mindful of the tone of your voice so that the judges will not have a hard time to hear your arguments properly. Speak clearly and be mindful of your pronunciation. Be more confident to attract the attention of the judges and your audiences. That are just some things that I have noticed, but despite of this, everyone were able to stand for their notion. Job well done. I hope you would apply my recommendation to your next debate so that the next one will be the best one. That would be all. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Ms. Basilio. Now, may I call on Ms. Kokamas for the presentation of judging result.
I am here to present the overall result for judging in affirmative and opposing team based on the criteria of judging. The affirmative team got 38 points for content, 28 points for language, and 28 points for organization with a total score of 94 out of 100 points. The opposing team got 37 points for content, 28 points for language, and 27 points for organization with a total score of 92 out of 100 points. The winner of this debate 3 effects of technology is no other than affirmative team. Congratulations to the affirmative team, also to everyone who participated in this debate. Thank you.
You may now make your closing remarks, Ms. Orindain.
I'd like to thank the judges, the audience, the opponent, and affirmative, and everyone involved in making this debate a successful. We heard a lot of opinions, ideas, and information about the social networking have a beneficial effects on society. Each side do their best to support their points of view. In this discussion, the idea that social networking can also be advantageous for society be kept in mind above all else. People may connect and their relationship may become more meaningful as a result.
And now, may I call on Ms. Mayol for the closing prayer.
In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, Amen. As we end this debate, Lord, we want to give honor to you. Thank you, God, for the time we had today to discuss issues and make decisions. May you bless each person who took the time here today, and let your hand of protection be on them throughout the rest of the week. Let the work done here today come to fruition, and let it all be for your glory. Help us each to do our parts to bring the plan discussed to life. Amen. In the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.